Well, not particularly the way I wanted to start out the Monday morning reboot being stuck behind a truck, but you know, we'll have this.
Got that sunshine on my face. I reboot and ride.
Ugh. So normally I try and be as positive as possible and not be negative to the bikes or anything. But you know, I love riding my cruiser EV here, the V-Star 1300 and everything, but these handlebar positions are not my cup of tea. And I do have handlebars that I need to throw on. I just haven't had time, but it stinks because like my right hand goes numb because of the angle that I'm at in trying to, navigate the throttle and everything else. So, and as much as I try and stay positive, that's the only gripe that I have with her right now, which is an easy fix. Just need to find time or drop her off and get someone done. I think that's probably more important. And I know it sounds weird than getting Ivan's tune, but to be honest, I rather be comfortable and I can deal with the herky jerky throttle or the other things that come along with the ECU at this time because like I've dealt with it with other bikes far worse than the V Stars throttle and whatnot. But man, just trying to get comfortable in my right hand, just trying to get feeling back into it. It's it's tough. And like I have tried to adjust the bars up higher to see if that can help. I've tried to lower them to see if that would help. I've tried a few different other things. Um, that should help with any pressure or any numbing feeling that I'm having. But yeah, I need to definitely fix that as over the summer to make it more enjoyable. Like I know riding my Road King when I had her, like I put straight up T bars on her, and like that's where I like my hand position, like very straight, almost parallel to the road. Um, just straight out, and the angle that the bars are at here are really just not conducive to my riding. Like, hell, someone might find these very comfortable. Me, I can't, but I'm not going to yuck on their yum just because it doesn't work for me. I mean, if we were all the same and like the same things, the world would be a pretty boring place. But other than that, I mean, she's a dream to ride. She's very smooth on the highway. I did make some adjustments. I'll do a walk around. Um, Give you a scenic tour of Harrisburg on a Monday morning that I wasn't prepared to do. Sorry for that a detour. Um, so yeah, the V-Star 1300, she has 24,000 miles on it. I did just do all the fluid change Looks like 490 miles ago. Um, brake fluid, brake pads, oil change, filter change. Um, cleaned her up. Looks nice. I did put I'll have to show you when I do the walk around. I did make an adjustment to the air box, gave it some more airflow because the stock airflow leaves a lot to be desired. A lot of the stuff though was previously done by the owner of the bike before. Uh, I only made a few, changes, sort of help me out. Stock, he had soft bags on it. I ended up getting harder bags, um, smaller sissy bar. I put one of the tall 19-inch sissy bars on. I will say this is one of like the biggest windshield I think I've ever seen, other than on a police bike. And at first, it took me a while to actually start getting my eyes adjusted to look through the damn thing, because on other bikes that I've had with windshields and wind protection and whatnot, I've always looked over the windshield, but this I've had to look through, and I don't hate it. It's a lot warmer. The airflow doesn't buff it, so I mean it's a whole lot easier for me to sixth gear. A whole lot easier, wind protection, weather protection wise. So that's a bonus. But like I said, like the only thing that really bugs me is just my handle performance and the hand position. I just wish I could get comfortable. I got an updated seat. I think it's from Pacific Coast Cruisers. I got a potato chip seat. It actually like to sit into the bike a lot more than the stock seat did. To me, I love it. There might not be a lot of padding for others, but for myself, sitting in the bike gives me a lot more control with my legs, because I'm used to doing that with like the KLR or the UZ, or even to an extent the Eliminator with being in the crouch position on her. It just gives me added comfort and security to, toss her around the way with my legs or with my hips. Don't have to rely so much on my hands, arms. With the potato chip seat, my knees are at a very good angle, as you can see, and it's the typical cruiser position where you got your feet out in front of you. The exhaust took me a while to figure out because it wasn't one of the typical V-Star exhausts that it's out there. Now I know this is a 2007, so we're coming up on 20 years of changes and things like that companies go out of business or companies don't make parts for anymore that they once did. So the exhaust is a Bub's exhaust, which I like the look of it. It's not one of the radius exhausts that you typically see for one of the Cobras that are out there. It's a 2 and 2, but it's turned out, and it has a nice sound. Best bikes, probably one of the second best sounding bike that I've had cruiser wise. I had a 2 and 2 on my Ultra that I fabricated with a few different manufacturers and making it work that way. But yeah, I really like the way she sounds. The D-cell pop, that can be adjusted whenever I get the tune. But I think that might be more of probably end of year. The more I think about it, if I can get my handlebars adjusted, I can go another summer. I mean, go through this summer with without the tune. But if I'm a lot more comfortable, especially want to take longer rides with her, I want to make sure comfort's the most important. Let's reboot and ride.
My face, leaving worries without a trace. Time to clear my head.
It's like how the ride first started, behind a box truck.